How to grow your YouTube channel in 2015. Now, this is a question I've been asked quite a few times from people who have not yet made a YouTube channel and people who are smaller YouTubers than I am. And as of me making this video, I have 1,627 subs and 362,000 views. So I basically want to share my strategies and tactics on how I've been able to personally grow on YouTube in terms of subs, views, shares, likes, dislikes, and well, dislikes, those are bad. You don't want to grow those, but and just generally gaining some sort of a following on YouTube. So this is what I got to say. The first piece of advice I have for people who want to grow on YouTube is actually a no-brainer, but I always have to reiterate this point when I talk to people about making a YouTube channel, is actually having good quality content. Are you making content that people are actually searching for and want to listen to you speak when you make a video on a certain topic? If you have audience retention rates that are less than, I don't know, 10% for all your videos, then you're doing something wrong and you need to change your game plan. And also, I've seen so many, or actually I heard so many videos where the sound quality, it sounds like they're talking into a Family Dollar microphone. And I'm not saying that you have to go all out when you buy a microphone, but you need to make sure that you have good sound quality. You need to make sure you're recording in HD. And you need to make sure you're actually having a video that's engaging to your audience. That's the first thing that you always want to consider on YouTube. You know, everything else that I'm about to say in this video is secondary when it comes to YouTube. It all revolves around good quality content, first and foremost. The second piece of advice that I have for you guys has to do with YouTube SEO. Now, SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, and like Google, YouTube has its own search engine that's built into the website that has a very complex algorithm. But to just keep it simple, one thing that you always need to make sure you do when it comes to your video is that you have a paragraph or two in your description box beneath your video. And I've seen this time and time again where people will just leave the description completely blank and then wonder why they're not growing on YouTube. You know, they might get an initial spike in views. Let's say they get 500 views in the first 2 days because they shared it all over the place, and they, you know, shared it with their friends, Facebook groups, Google Plus pages. You know, they shared it on Twitter, and they used a whole bunch of hashtags, and they, you know, shared it all over the world or whatever. But then in the next 6 months, that video only gets 15 views after that initial like 500. And the reason for that is because people don't write, they don't write anything in the description box. And the reason you should always do that is because there's actually two reasons. And the first one is when people search for something on YouTube, the first few things that they see, or the things that they see with each video that comes up as a result, is the title, the thumbnail, the length of the video, and the first two sentences of the description. And also YouTube will use what's in the description to help better understand what the video is about, and then also it helps you rank up higher when it comes to different search queries or whatever. So this is something that's very important. You should never ever skip on. When I first started YouTube, a lot of my first, I don't know, like 100 videos or so, the descriptions really aren't that descriptive because I was just an amateur back then. But now I always try to write, the first two sentences are always very important for me. I always try to write something that's very compelling and something that I would want to search for. And then the rest of it is just more or less the description of what the entire video is about. So that's something that you need to always take in consideration when you publish YouTube videos. Continue on with YouTube SEO. Another thing that people need to also take in consideration when trying to grow on YouTube is actually writing tags. Now, when you upload your video, you'll see the title box, you'll see the description box, and then you'll see the tag box at the bottom. And you always want to make sure that you have at least 10, maybe even 15 tags for each video you upload. And also, instead of just using one word and then that's it, actually write phrases. So how to make a Halloween pumpkin carving, you know, actually write out phrases of what people would search for the keywords. And then also too, Google has what's called I think it's called Keyword Planner now, and you basically type in a general term, and then you'll see what keywords that people are actually using to search for different content or whatever. So that's something that you should utilize as well. The third piece of advice that I have for you guys is to do collaborations with other YouTubers. Now, this is probably going to be the most trickiest and hardest piece of advice that I have for you guys throughout this video. And the reason I say that is because it's very hard to reach out to another person on YouTube and actually have a set time where you guys can do a collaboration video together. And then also, if let's say you have 1,000 subs and you're trying to reach out to someone that has, let's say, 100,000 subs, it's going to be very hard for the person who has a larger following to see the benefit in doing collaboration videos with people who are much smaller than they are on YouTube. And me personally, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. I love doing collaboration videos. It doesn't matter how many subs, how many views you have. If you're not a weirdo and you're chill and you're down to earth and you're outgoing, then I don't care if you have 5 subs. I'll probably do a collaboration video with you. The biggest thing with me is basically finding time on my schedule in order to have time to do a collaboration video with another person. And that's the biggest thing with me. But in general, when it comes to trying to find someone to do a collaboration video with, generally stick with someone that has the same level of subs and views that you do. If someone has 1,000 subs, try to stay within, like, let's say 500 to a couple thousand subs, and it's more than likely they'll get back with you than someone who has, let's say, 100,000 or even 1,000,000 subscribers on YouTube. The fourth piece of advice that I have for you guys is to actually engage and be a part of the YouTube community. And what I mean by that is, if someone, comments on one of your videos, respond to them. Actually have an insightful response to what they're saying. And if you know people, or if you see people who are doing videos that are similar to yours, then comment on their videos. But don't just write, in what I call text message speak. Actually, have full-blown conversations, like I would say, like a lot of old people do. Like, actually say, hey, how's it going? The weather looks nice outside. Don't just say, hey, yes, no, okay, yep, okay, yep, oh, yep, no, okay, yep. Don't like actually be insightful and engaging when you write a comment on YouTube. The fifth piece of advice that I have for you guys, and it's sort of hypocritical for me to say it because this video is 8 minutes long, but you always want to make sure your videos are short and to the point. Now, a lot of times when I'm doing advice videos or general discussion videos, they'll be a little bit longer. But when it comes to something that's like, let's say, a trending news story, something that doesn't really need that much said about it, then you need to make sure that the video is shorter, so then you have a higher audience retention percentage, because that's something that YouTube looks at as well. If you have a 2-minute video that gets watched at an 80% audience retention level, and then you have let's say a 2-hour video that gets watched at 3.5% audience retention level or whatever, then the video that's 2 minutes is probably going to be ranked higher in the eyes of YouTube than the 2-hour video, even though the amount of total minutes watched might be more on the 2-hour video, simply due to the fact because there's just more stuff to watch for people who like watching longer videos. But it's always good to keep a shorter and more precise, to the point video. The next piece of advice that I have for you guys is to learn how to use video editing software. Now, when you guys first start out, it's not really that important to buy an expensive piece of video editing software. You can use freeware, or you can just use what's already pre-installed on your computer. And that will do just fine when you first start out. And then also too, if you start making videos and you find out that YouTube really isn't your thing, it's smarter to not have spent hundreds of dollars before you even know if you like doing YouTube videos. But if you find this to be a very fun hobby after, let's say, your first 20 or 30 videos, then yes, you should invest in a better video editing program. So some of the programs that I've used over my time on YouTube have been Camtasia Studio, Cyberlink Power Director, Sony Vegas, and I've tried to use I think it's the Adobe Premiere, but it's not my thing. I usually like using the Power Director in Sony Vegas. That's what I use for my videos when I use my camcorder, and then I also use Camtasia for my webcam. The last piece of advice that I have for you guys, and this is by far the most important piece of advice I'm going to give you guys today. And I know that I said the first piece of advice I gave you is the most important, but no, this right here is by far the most important. And that is making sure you like doing what you do on YouTube. You know, you can make 100 videos on YouTube, and what's the point of doing it if you're not enjoying yourself? YouTube is supposed to be a hobby where you can give your opinion, you can give your thoughts on a certain topic, and then you have a community to be a part of. But if you feel that you're not enjoying doing what you do, then I would highly recommend that you just don't make videos and you don't invest time and money and energy into making a YouTube channel. It's a lot of work, but a lot of it, to me, it's fun. It's a hobby. And even though I have my videos monetized, the amount of money that I made, it's not even, it might one day eventually, I might be able to reimburse myself for the camcorder that I bought or whatever. You know, I'm doing engineering in college, so like the money thing to me with YouTube is not even an issue. It's a lot of it has to do with me. I like talking. I like giving my opinion on certain things or whatever. And then it's also a stress reliever when you can give your thoughts on something and then express yourself. It's fun. I think it helps with my my general well-being. So that's why I like doing YouTube. I love the community. I like meeting new people. I like finding new ways to engage with an audience, and that's why I like doing it. So that's all I have to say when it comes to how to grow your channel in 2015. There's so many different things that I could have included in this video, but I find these to be the most important or general things you should be able, or that you should do to grow your YouTube channel. If you guys have any more advice in the comments below, I'm always looking for new strategies to use in order to grow my audience and grow my channel. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, share it, tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and have a nice day.